I took the first photo of this. It's Manhattanhenge. Let me just say, I didn't invent the fact that the sun does this, but I called it to people's attention who never really paused to think about it.
This sense of curiosity was brought upon Dr. Tyson, the same behavior of the sun in England, where the sun rises in northeast, and the horizon for the first glimpse of such a sunrise, which begins to shine right in the center of Stonehenge. It's a real sight to be seen. Such an alignment gave birth to the thought of, if this happens here, can it happen anywhere else?
But basically, there's some famous cross streets that go river to river. That would include 34th Street, I think 36th Street, 42nd Street, 57th Street, but not 59th Street because Time Warner Center is in the way, all right? You got to sort of think this through. All right, so you can ask the question, is there a day of the year where the sun sets precisely on the grid? And when that happens, both sides of the street are illuminated by sunlight. And you have this highly anticipated timed moment where the sun, because the sun comes in at an angle, okay? It only comes straight in the tropics, but at our latitude, it'll always set at an angle. So it comes, then it appears from behind the buildings on the left, and then it shows up between in this canyon, steel and glass canyon, that defines the look and feel of this city. And bam, the sun sets right there. And so I calculated what days those would be.
While many habitable places have sky blocking environments like in California, I may not have given it a second thought being a native born here, but the sky here is pierced by mountains, which would make this phenomenon not possible, along with our cities not being a perfect grid. It's not passing any river and it's not passing over any land, where it's just a perfect view for such a sight. Nevertheless, if you live in a place where this phenomenon may happen during the winter and summer solstice, then you will see a sight we're seeing.
So the reason why it works is we have a clean horizon to New Jersey. There's no, the roads don't curve. It crosses the Hudson to New Jersey. We have a clean sunset line. Okay, so what happens is the sun is setting at an angle, and before today, it has set south of this aligned street. So you would never see the sunset.
Right.
Okay? Beginning today, you see the sun cross this field of view, and today it's setting on the grid. Tomorrow it's going to set a little farther north and a little farther north, and it'll keep doing that until June 21st, first day of summer. Wait, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Come to the north, and it sets at the farthest point north on June 21st.
Okay.
After that, it starts, and the sun, so it slows down, stops, that's why it's called solstice.
Right.
Latin for stationary sun. So after that, it starts setting backwards again, and it reappears here, and this would be around July 11th.
Look at what's happened to Manhattan due to this curiosity of Dr. Tyson. What it did was first was just a couple dozen people maybe taking a picture, then grew to hundreds, and then grew to thousands, all for a site that has always been there. Always. For hundreds of years, this phenomenon was looking at people, strain their eye, but the sun rays were too bright, so people would cover their face away. People would continue living their busy day-to-day life and keep driving and not realize that for a moment they're witnessing something very unique.
As a kid, I visited Stonehenge. I was very impressed with the fact that ancient peoples made these vertical stone monuments, and Stonehenge itself is actually an observatory.
Yes.
And no one knew that until like an astronomer figured that out. People said, oh, they're worshiping the sun and they're this and they're druids and whatever. This is a freaking observatory that can predict eclipses, okay?
Because of this curiosity of Dr. Tyson, we are again humbled by the universe, and I welcome you to take a moment and look up.